Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
I'm Corey Ballmeister.
And we've got Dan in the booth. Say hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Dan will be taking your questions, comments, concerns, burns, and taco recipes in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games so you can see them. Send his favorites over to us. As always, I guess, no, we don't even have to do that anymore. I'm still in that mode.
You're brained in. Yeah.
I got it.
We'll give you a spoiler. We are still brought to you by Carnox Chairs.
Yes.
But you saw the graphics. We'll be touching on it later. But you know what? They still got our backs.
They do indeed. We are getting back into the modern swing of things.
Yes.
Sort of a neglected format over the last few months with all of this Pioneer.
We've missed you. We've missed you, sweet modern decks.
We've got SCG regionals coming up this weekend, and the format. While Amulet Titan is certainly the top deck, right, and going to be the most represented deck, I think at basically every regionals tournament.
I would think so.
Maybe things happen next week with the bans. Who knows? But it's not. I wouldn't say that Amulet Titan is, a deck that you absolutely have to play. I don't think the metagame is broken.
No.
I think it's just part of the reason that decks sometimes rise to that level of popularity is that a format is underplayed. And Modern has been underplayed, especially since the Oko and Mox Opal ban.
Yeah.
Right? And if there's just
Chunky Red was literally the only deck in Pioneer, and because it was so underplayed, that was the best deck. And now you look back, and that deck is completely unplayable. So that happens when formats are unplayed like this. So.
There's just not a lot of people exploring the format. There's not a lot of impetus to innovate. And so people
have added Explorer to Titan decks. So I'll stop interrupting you.
So they just look at the metagame, pick a deck. They see the Amulet deck is very powerful. It is very good, and that ends up skewing things a bit. I think regionals is going to demonstrate that Modern has a lot more openness to it, and a lot more variety, which is typical of Modern. So we are going to try to explore a lot of that this week, especially today. We're going to bring you some of the tier 2 strategies that we think are pretty well positioned.
Tier 2 at best for some of them.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I just can't rein Corey in enough, and he's like, "What about this one? What about this Nib Visit deck?"
I did send him a Nib Visit. I was like, "How about we try this one?" And Ross just responds with, "That's too much, man. That's too much." I was like, "All right."
But he's got some nice ones. In general, we've got a pretty normal slate of decks, but decks that have been a little bit underplayed, that haven't performed as well over the last 6 months to a year of Modern. But are turning around a little bit.
Yeah, and I wanna touch back to something you said, that Amulet is something that people are picking up because they see it's good. Amulet decks have also gotten a lot easier to play. Just since Once Upon a Time came, they're just much more streamlined ramp decks. You're not doing all these crazy things. We're even getting rid of the Sunhome, Battlement, Boros Garrison kind of kills, which those kind of kills were confusing, right? You had to do some weird math and stuff. But now they're just a lot more streamlined. They're a lot easier to play, and they're still very, very good. But I think since they're more streamlined and easier to play, they're a little bit more one-dimensional, which makes them a little bit easier to take advantage of. Yeah. So I don't think... I think this format's completely safe, and there should not be bans. I think Opal and Oko, Synth Lattice, sure, that card was annoying, but that was just unfun card to play. But I don't think it was too good.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
That was a weird one.
Nobody really saw it coming.
But Opal and Oko were just condensing the format, right? Everything was becoming just an Opal Oko deck, and that's unhealthy. But now there's a lot of things you can do. We're going to see Amulet at the top. We're probably going to see Urza Breach variants as number 2 or whatever. But then it's just going to be wide open. For instance, this last weekend there was a Modern Mox preliminary kind of event on Magic Online, and it's there's a ton of different decks. There's actually an insane amount of Eldrazi-Tron.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild, but I don't know the Eldrazi-Tron Amulet matchup, but it doesn't seem good for Eldrazi-Tron.
Chalice on 0 can be good there.
Yeah.
To stop Summoner's Pact.
That's true. Stop the other pact.
But I agree that matchup does not seem great.
Yeah, but that's the thing is you see all these crazy decks. We saw the PTQ in Reno, there was just a bunch of varieties. If you're playing a deck this weekend and you have one matchup in mind, I'm going to beat Amulet, you're not going to win. You know, you're not going to have a good time because there is a lot of decks. And today is the more obscure, maybe bottom half of the decks that we're exploring. But you're going to see these kind of decks. You're going to see some of the crazy stuff that won the PTQ. You're going to see E-Tron. It's going to be a wide open regionals.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty fun.
You know, I think what's happening is for the last year or so, we've had a succession of modern metagames that were all dominated by singularly powerful decks that have since been banned. It started with, you know, Ironworks, then there was Izzet Phoenix, then there was Hogak, then there was, you know, the Urza Oko decks.
Yep.
And there was maybe like a 1 month period between Hogak and Oko, right? Where you got to explore a little bit.
Yeah, where Jund was good again.
Yeah.
Whenever Jund's good, you know the deck has not been found to be a broken deck.
Yeah. And now we're living under this idea that Amulet Titan is kind of the next one of those.
Yeah.
You know, it's unclear. I think we're both skeptical whether that's the case. And now,
about banning, as you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should touch Modern.
Yeah. And we have a lot more stuff to explore. We have essentially a year worth of cards that we can get into and try to figure out. I know, like, you know, Aspiring Spike has been playing with a Dimir control deck that is playing into the story and Drown in the Lock that he has, you know, heavily endorsed. You know, we're seeing some different creature combo decks. We're seeing a little bit more Jund with Kroxa. We're seeing different shadow variants. We're seeing, you know, all this variety that Modern has come to be known for. And I'm excited to see the results of these regionals.
Me too.
It's a lot of data. And, you know, you're going to see some cool decks that sneak into the top 8s.
Yeah.
You're also going to see, like, which decks, you know, get a bunch of trophies, which decks get, you know, multiple copies and multiple top 8s, things like that.
Yeah.
And we're going to really have a nice, clear picture of what Modern is going to look like going forward.
And then we're not going to play Modern for a long time. Like, 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Oh,
Yeah.
Syracuse?
Yeah, we're playing Modern this week in the regionals. Then we got Pioneer Baltimore. Then we got Modern
back to
again.
Modern.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. And Pioneer, I mean, you mentioned banning, so I figured we should mention this. Anybody who didn't notice, there was an announcement for an announcement. Wizards' favorite thing to do, you know, about bannings coming up next week. Everybody is speculating that Dig Through Time is short for this world. I think this announcement is going to be directed at Pioneer. I don't think any other format. Maybe Legacy, Vintage. I don't pay attention to that.
Is kind of breaking Legacy right now.
And honestly,
it's really good with Lion's Eye Diamond.
Yeah,
as you might be expecting.
Oh my God, yeah, holy.
Lion's Eye Diamond, Brain Freeze. Let's go.
Yeah, wow, that does not seem great. But I do think, you know, for Modern, I think there should be no bans. But I think if anything needs to be banned, I think Breach has a higher chance of getting banned than Titan. We're seeing all these Breach decks in Modern start to pop up with Grinding Station and stuff, and we don't know the power of it yet. We don't know if this is the next deck, but a lot of people are comparing it to KCI, you know, and stuff like that. So we'll see.
That's definitely one of the major questions going into this weekend.
Yeah.
You're gonna see some Breach decks on Thursday when we show off, like, you know, our picks for the real top decks in the metagame.
Yeah.
But for now, we've got some of the, you know, rest of the field of decks that are sneaky good options, and we're going to be starting with 2 of Modern's classic decks.
Yeah, it's 2012. Let us take you on a journey. We're heading right back where Jund and Storm were. I just picked a year. Maybe I was really off on
No,
that.
2012 is the right year.
Jund and Storm are the top 2 decks in Modern.
At least Jund. That was like almost 30%.
Yes.
Whoa, you leave Caleb alone, okay? He was doing a Storm
great. Storm great.
Storm actually wasn't great that season, and yet Seething Song still got banned in, I think, March or April of 2012.
Really?
And like it just came out of nowhere, and everyone was just like, Storm wasn't even that good.
I didn't even know Seething Song was banned.
Yeah. And they had banned they had banned Rite of Flame. I guess this was actually 2011, right?
Yeah.
Because they made.
They banned it because of Dragonstorm?
No.
Was that the thing?
They made Modern in 2011, and Storm was one of the dominant decks, Storm/Pyromancer's Ascension at the first Pro Tour.
Okay.
And so they banned Ponder, Preordain, and Rite of Flame.
Just gave the elbow to Storm, huh?
You have no idea. Like, they were killing turn 3 consistently, and you won the mirror by hoping you drew them and killed them on turn 2.
Really?
Yeah, it was the most ridiculous Pro Tour I've ever played.
Yeah, I never I never played the new Modern format. Like I played like very close to the end extended, and then I took a 3-year break. So I didn't see the beginning of Modern. You know, I witnessed the beginning of Pioneer, and that was fun to watch it, and I like how they did it instead of just starting with ban stuff. I think they learned from Modern.
Yeah.
Where, you know, like they had to unban cards. I think unbanning cards isn't worse than banning cards, but it's something that you feel like you're just putting your tail between your legs and be like, hey, sorry, we were wrong.
Yeah,
you know,
it's definitely an admission.
Wild Mikado did nothing wrong, you know?
And so, largely these decks are intact from that 2012 iteration.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We got some new toys
Mana
here.
bases changed a little bit. You got some Ren and Sixes. You got a couple Croxes, which people have been playing in Jund.
Yeah, Jund just changed a bit.
Yeah, and I've got a Green Splash for Veil Summer in the sideboard, which should be really good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you would.
3 of them right here.
That seems
Right here
nice.
for you.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to be testing a Pete Ingram deck that I'm not going to spoil yet. Because he cooked up a spicy one, but it's not a green deck, and there's some Veils in the sideboard too, so that doesn't surprise me too much. So you won the marbles, so I'm going to be going first.
If you would ask me who won them last Thursday, I could not have told you.
Yeah. Well, pretty safe bet that it was one of us.
That is
It was a long week.
This hand is a little medium, but I think we do kind of need a little bit of land, but this is good enough. I'm going to keep.
This hand looks great, so I will keep it.
You would. Okay, Stomping Ground, pass.
I have a bit of experience with Storm. I've tested it, but I'm certainly not a Storm expert.
Yeah.
I will cast my Sleight of Hand.
I can tell since you have whiteboarded sleight of hands.
Okay, I personally own Portal Second Age Sleight of Hand, so let's get that out of the way.
Everyone, we bring in our own decks and play them on here. This is Ross's copy of Storm here. It's unreal.
Go back and watch the very first time I played as a Phoenix, the team open in Las Vegas a year and a half ago.
I did watch
list
that, actually.
had one Sleight of Hand in that list. Find a video where I cast it. It was
Yeah.
a Portal Second Age Sleight of Hand.
I did watch that because I think, didn't you beat Brad at some point in the top 8 or?
That was the individual open I won. I beat Brad in the top 8.
Okay.
The very first time, it didn't have Sleight of Hand at that point.
Yeah.
But the very first time I played the deck was a team open a couple weeks before that.
Yeah, I remember talking to Brad and I was like, "Oh, you lost to Ross, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think that deck is heinous too." And then I remember flashback like 2 months and we're like, "Oh, this is the best deck."
Oh yes. We had a nice match in that top 8.
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch actually.
Ral is it Viceroy destroying Baneslayer Angel?
Can I get a judge over here to have you make a decision?
Nope.
Okay.
It's a tough one. Normally, in most instances, I would take this card, but you just have so much removal that I don't think I can play towards the creatures that much. And this card is one of my better ones in the matchup, so
Okay.
I'll take that one.
All right. That was a good draw. We're gonna take 2 and play a Goyf.
Okay.
Pass to you.
1/2 Tarmogoyf.
Oh yeah, the beats are coming.
Okay. I am going to shock to 18.
All right.
I will
Comboing off.
play Manamorphose.
Okay.
Make a blue and a red.
Okay.
Play Manamorphose.
Okay.
Blue and a red.
Okay. I gotcha.
I'm just grape shotting this thing for
Dang
3.
it. I was just getting ready here. Okay.
Pass turn.
Oh, that's not a great draw. Let's go with a land. We'll go with Scavenging Ooze.
That's not
And I'll pass to you. Scoozy Scoos.
good. Pass the turn.
All right, I'll sack.
17.
Probably going to go to 15 since my life total doesn't matter too much in this matchup. I just die, and I die whether what life total I'm at here. So let's go with, I want green. Do I only have 1 Stomping Ground? Probably.
I would be very surprised if there was more than one.
Yeah.
Usually it's 2 Overgrown Tomb, 1 of the each red one.
So I could get a Blood Crypt in case I have a Liliana, so I could cast that, or I could just get a Forest to be able to pump. I think
It
I'd
might be down
rather
to
have
1 Overgrown
red.
Tomb. I haven't looked at a Jund mana base in a while. It used to be
Yeah.
2, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's down to 1 now because of Nurturing Peatland.
Yeah, believe it or not, I have not played Jund since probably the last time we played Jund on Versus Live.
So what are you asking, Ross?
No, I got it. I will bolt you.
So 15 all?
Yep,
Okay.
untap. Not a great draw. I'll tap.
I'm at 13.
I'm gonna pump.
So you're going to go to 16 and I'm at 12.
Yep. All right. And I'll pass to you.
On your end step.
Okay.
Just holding up Abrupt Decay, I guess.
Could be. Could be. I don't know.
Pyretic Ritual.
Okay.
Gifts Ungiven.
Yep.
So,
All right. It's pretty cool. Gifts ungiven.
it's from
Fancy.
some spellbook thing. I don't really know.
Yeah, who
Jace's
knows?
spellbook.
I'm sure the chat knows.
Who really knows?
I do.
Oh.
Well, la di da.
Good for you, Dan.
Thank you.
I'm just going to get the standard one. The Scavenging Goose is not super threatening with Corey's low land count.
It's not? So I give you certain cards, right?
You pick 2 to go to
Yeah.
my hand. I don't know
So-
which one you specifically pick, but
So-
You pick 2 to go to the
Yeah.
graveyard.
So, I mean, if I put Pass and Flames into the yard and just have the ability to exile it, that seems pretty strong. And I think I just want to give you mana here. Yeah. Let's go like that.
go to my turn.
Sure.
I will opt.
Okay.
Leave that on top.
Okay.
I will Serum Visions.
Okay.
I will keep 1 on top.
Okay.
Play Pyretic Ritual.
Yep. First one resolves.
Play Desperate Ritual.
So that would put you up to 4 mana.
Yep.
And flashback is 5 on Pass
Yep.
Flames, right? Yep, sure.
Okay. Empty for 10 goblins.
Okay. That's kind of what I figured you would do.
Just
Okay.
trying to go for a little mid-range plan here.
Yep. Yeah, it seems
10
strong.
goblins usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Pass the turn.
All right, I'm going to eat Past in Flames. And I think at this point I need to just control the goblins. So we're going to bolt one. Well, untap. Wow, that was a tilting draw. All right, here you go.
Attack for 9.
I will bolt a goblin and block one.
Take 7.
Yep.
Brings you to 9.
9, yep.
Pass the turn.
I'm gonna eat. What am I supposed to eat here, Ross? What does a Storm player really like?
At this point, the graveyard is so juiced with mana cards. I would just
You just
target
probably
the
take Gifts and Given, or the
either
2 spells
the
that do
gifts and
things?
these spells are those 3.
Yeah.
Any of them is generally fine.
All right, let's take Gifts and Grape Shot to start.
Sure.
All right, well, on top. Oh my God!
So third Blood Braid.
Oh no, just a tap land. All right, here go.
On your end step.
Yeah. What a tilt!
I'm just gonna opt.
Okay.
Doesn't really do anything at this point, so let's bottom that.
Well, how many did you had 7? You have
Yeah.
7 attackers. You know what? I'm gonna attack. Blocking does not help me out.
So 9 all.
Yeah.
That's scary. What are you trying to do to me?
I don't know. Get lucky.
He's crazy.
I don't think I can win the blocking game, so.
Okay. Well, that was an interesting draw, but I don't think it really does anything. At least not anything awesome. I'm going to Desperate Ritual into Gifts again.
Okay.
I don't really have many relevant cards in my deck right now.
You don't have another Grave Shot?
No.
Oh, okay.
This list was only playing one.
Okay.
Usually you don't see a main deck empty. Sometimes you
Okay.
see 2 Grape Shot, 1 empty, but
Gotcha.
usually it's 1/1 or 2 Grape Shot, 0 empty main.
Makes sense. You ever go up against humans and they just name Grave Shot and you're dead? I guess that's not fun, huh?
Correct. But what I will do is get a bunch of cantrips towards good cards or random creatures that might be able to do something.
Okay. Well, I'll give you the cantrips.
Makes sense. Oh, that does let you gain life. That's not a big... If you're spending your mana doing that,
Yeah.
I guess now... Although now I have to be worried about needing a blocker back. Oh, this is bad.
We needed you to screw up.
And I did. Okay, well, I drew a good one, though.
All right.
I will cast Sleight of Hand.
Okay.
I will attack for 6.
For 6. Yeah, no blocks.
Brings you to 3.
Yep. And you're at 9, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have 3 in hand.
Yep. They're
You're gonna
all
go to-
good.
You're going to go to 5 and get 2 more counters on that. And that means the Ravine is lethal. Okay, play 2 Electromancers.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I will gain 2 life.
Yep. You're at
All
5.
right. Let's see. Is this Maelstrom Pulse in the main? Oh, yeah, there's one in the main. Let's find it. All right.
If you Blood Braid into Maelstrom Pulse, you're exactly dead.
Huh?
Even if you Blood Braid into Maelstrom Pulse, you're exactly dead.
Why?
You're at 5.
Well, I just Maelstrom Pulse all these, right?
Oh, yeah, these.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking the
Yeah,
Electromancers.
yeah.
Just in my head.
Blood Braid.
Yeah, there's not much I can do.
I had a nice choice.
Yeah. I should have held up the man. I play this game so badly.
Yeah,
I
that's
played
all
it
right.
well to like set up the empty, like doing that plan, and then I just like played the
Boom.
empty turn very poorly.
Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, we had 3 Blood Braids in hand and top deck Raging Ravine.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Yeah, I mean, I kept a 2-lander, so definitely had the opportunity where I wasn't going to. But I kept a 2-lander with 1 Blood Braid and a bunch of 2-drops. So I still stand by it, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was a little bit of a tilt.
I could have just done nothing on my turn 2, and let you like keep the Goyf and then hope to empty you on turn 3.
Yeah.
With those like Manamorphoses and Ritual. But if I had hit a Ritual in the 2 draws off the Manamorphoses, then I get to do it on turn 2.
Oh.
And the backup plan is what I did, which is kill your Goyf, gifts on 3, empty on 4.
Yep.
Which seemed like a fine plan.
No, it seemed good. Seemed like a good play.
It also like wasn't clear that your follow-up was going to be Ooze, so I thought like all those cards were going to be accessible from the graveyard.
Yeah.
And one thing I've learned about playing Storm is that you fire off your Manamorphoses pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
Like you don't just save them for a rainy day.
Yeah. You might as well. I mean, they replace themselves. You might be able to actually do something the turn you play them. So, yeah, that makes sense. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to do some sideboarding here between, is it Storm? Well, I guess Team or Storm.
Gift Storm.
Whatever. And good old-fashioned Jund. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with sideboarding here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. Here we are sideboarding between Jund and Gift Storm. Now, from my end, I have a lot of removal, and some of it's fine. Lightning Bolt usually kills all your creatures, as well as I can just go upstairs to get either my Goyf bigger, and
just
still
win a
be able to,
race.
still fine. So we're going to take out Fatal Push, and then Ren and 6 and both Kolaghan's Command are pretty weak, but we don't have a ton we want to bring in. So I'm just taking out 1 of each, leaving 2 Ren, 1 Kolaghan's Command, bringing in Ashiok, which is quite good against gifts, getting rid of your graveyard so you can't Past in Flames. I got Engineers for Empty the Warrens, and then the Dampening Sphere to stop you from comboing. Seems good to me.
Yeah. And on my side, in matchups where your opponent has heavy disruption, you tend to transform a lot in sideboarding. You know, Aria of Flame is an excellent.
love that.
Yeah, it used to be Pieces of the Puzzle.
Oh, yeah,
After Fiction
yeah.
sort of replaced Pieces. But Aria of Flame is an excellent alternate win condition. So we're moving away from that traditional, you know, Gifts Ungiven to set up Past in Flames and then Gifts Ungiven to set up Grape Shot, kill
Yep.
you kind of plan, because they usually have a lot of ways to disrupt that. And Jund even has a bunch of discard spells and removal for the creatures.
Yep.
So you trim on Gifts Ungiven, replace them with a couple of Factor Fictions. You go down to 1 Past in Flames. You don't need the second copy. Remand is pretty bad in this matchup, and I'm
Yep.
bringing in other disruptions, so I'm cutting those. And then based on these are the 11 cards I want to bring in, I'm just cutting as many creatures as I can.
Leaving in one of each?
Yeah, conveniently I get to leave in one of each just in case I want to gifts for them or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
You know, they're still nice to have because you're going to play a longer game, make a lot of land drops, and then you can play it and immediately go off that turn in many cases. So they're not really turn 2 plays in this matchup. They are just sort of there to threaten a kill from a fairly low base of resources on
Yep.
turn 6 or 7 or something.
I like it. I've always loved transformational sideboards. You know, it's just been something that my brother has always been very good at.
Yep.
And I just always love that feeling. Oops, dropping cards here. I always love that feeling of just your opponent has all these dead cards now after game 1, which should never really happen. You know, like you sideboard to get dead cards out, but pivoting to. And I shouldn't say that. Sideboarding in such a way that you're sideboarding for what your opponent is bringing in is just such a next level skill in Magic that I don't think people do enough. Everybody just sideboards for the deck they just played against and kind of gets tunnel visions on that, but you really got to think what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then adjust accordingly.
And this small ball plan has been a part of Storm's arsenal for years. It used to be, pieces of the puzzle and a bunch of empties. Now you've got Plague Engineers and all this stuff to deal with the empty tokens cleanly. And Aria of Flame has sort of taken over that role, but it's still the same idea. You can't set up one big turn against a deck that's playing removal for your creatures, a bunch of discard spells, and hate on top of that in things like Damping Sphere, Ashiok, Grafdigger's Cage even as a potential card, all of that stuff. So if you're not going to be able to set up that game plan, you got to shift into something else. And Aria of Flame has really ratcheted up this deck sideboard because it really is. If you thought that card was good in Izzet Phoenix, it is messed up at Storm.
Yeah, I believe that. Okay, Dan, do you got any questions for us?
Yeah, we got a couple.
right.
A few people in chat, Corey, were wondering, why is there no Kroxa in your list?
This is the deck that did really well at the most recent modern preliminary, the Mox preliminary thing. I just like the looks of it. And I'm not sold on Kroxa. I don't think it's super good. Like, I've been watching Reed Duke stream a decent amount, and he's part of the BG Trinity, as they like to call themselves. Logan Nettles, Brad Nelson, and Reed Duke form the Black-Green Boys. And, so I've been watching him stream a lot with it because I just find it entertaining that he just loves to play the deck that's 45% against, the metagame most times. Sometimes John gets up there and, is...
when it's 48%.
Woohoo! Look out! That deck's on fire. But even he was talking about how he didn't really love Kroxa, but was playing it to test it and stuff. And I wanted to try a list without it, although I do think it's possible that it is really good. So, yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of it on paper, to be honest, but I'm also about as far away from a Jund guy as you can get.
Yeah, true. Let's take one more question, Dan.
Sure. From Okara115, what do you guys think about Azorius Control in Modern right now?
I'll let you take that one.
I don't know if you watch a lot of Versus Live. We haven't won with an Azorius Control deck in like a year and a half.
Speaking of Ross telling me not to play Niv Mizzet, Ross was like, maybe we should just play Blue-White Control then, instead of whatever deck that we were going to feature on Thursday. And I'm just like, no, bad. Like, metaphorically, slapping hand. Like, we lose with it every time. It's never good. I just don't, I think Modern's way too wide open for Azorius Control to even be good. I mean, like, I'm even starting to get to the point where I think Azorius Control in Standard, it's too wide open right now. There's too many decks where, Teamer Clover is a horrible matchup. So that's why you can't play it. Because just Innkeeper, Lucky Clover destroy that deck, both of them. So when you have both, you're just... Anyways, that's another point. But whenever a metagame is that wide, it's just so hard to have a condensed metagame. Like, we saw Azorius Control probably do its best when it won a GP with by Austin Bursavich, when Hogak was dominating, because... there was 3 decks, Hogak was so dominant that there was like Hogak and there was like an Urza deck that was trying to beat it or something. So Azorius Control was actually good there because you just played a bunch of Rest in Peace. You had to metagame for 2 decks, and then it won the GP. A guy who always plays Azorius Control, so take it what you will on that. But I think plain and simple, if you expect 4 or 5 or more decks, you just can't play that deck. Yeah.
Also, on paper, I'm not happy playing the Azorius side of that matchup against Amuletite.
Yeah.
I've generally liked playing Amulet against control decks, and now they have even more awesome lands.
Yeah.
I liked playing Amulet against control before
Field of the Dead. And now Field of the Dead is the card that's just like, okay, every land I'm getting 2 zombies, like, you're dead.
And
you're
granted,
dead.
like, the Azorius deck has Field of Ruin, but you also have Sakura Tribe Scout. So you like against Azorius, you could go out of your way to leave Tribe Scouts up with a bounce land in hand and protect all your lands from Field of Ruin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sometimes that doesn't happen, but sometimes they also don't have Field of Ruin.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Who wins on the balance?
Yeah. Unfortunately, you won't get any Azorius Control love from us ever in the Eternal formats. I'm getting close to entertaining the idea of blue-white control in in Pioneer, because when Inverter gets nerfed a little bit here, because I liked what the guy at SCG Indy was doing, and what he was doing was just having like 4 Planeswalkers in play, and that's a proactive Azorius Control deck, and that I can see being reasonable. But all right, so I lost game 1, so I'm going to be going first. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to keep this. It's not great or anything, but...
My hand is also not great, but still a keep.
Okay, let's go with I'm going to take 5.
Just lava axing yourself.
Just lava axing myself.
I remember the first time this kind of pattern was a thing was like in Extended in 2005 or whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever... I guess Lorwyn was when Thoughtseize was printed, and that was 2007.
Yeah.
Like, Extended then with all those, like, Domain Zoo decks.
Yeah.
And we're all going to 15 on turn 1? What are you even doing?
Yeah, cracking, fetching, taking 2, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go to 15. Now, what do I want to take here? I don't care about the Dismember at the moment. Repeal might be the most annoying card. Sleight of Hand sets you up a little bit. I think I'm just gonna take that Repeal, and then I'll pass to you.
Okay, I will play Spire Bluff Canal and Sleight of Hand.
Okay.
So we got these 4 face up. This one's in my hand. Think I'll just take the cantrip instead of the land. We'll draw lands eventually. It'll be okay.
Untap. We're going to go with take 2 more. And I'm going to run in 6.
So now you're at 13.
Yep. Yeah, actually, do we want to take 2? No, we don't. We're just going to go like this.
Okay, you're at 15.
Yeah. And then we'll return this land. We're going to take a lot from our lands. We don't want to get too crazy.
Serum Vision.
Okay.
Once again, cantrip on top, land on the bottom. We'll play tapped Steam Vents and pass the turn.
You put 1 top, 1 bottom?
Yep.
Okay, we'll sack this down to 14. Just gonna get an Overgrown Tomb tapped here.
Is this a Tarmogoyf turn?
No, I wish. We're gonna get this back and just Thoughtseize you.
Well, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I had the Aria for next turn.
Oh, yeah, I think I have to take that. That card seems quite good against me. That Grape Shot is still scary, and I was kind of hoping to take that, but yeah, we'll take Aria.
So now you're 12?
Yep, your turn.
Okay.
Our hand is pretty nice right now. Pretty solid.
Sleight of Hand.
Yep.
I think I will just take this one. and play a Flooded Strand and pass.
All right, we'll untap. Okay, let's go with a attempt to play an Ashiok.
I will respond. I'm at 19.
Okay.
Let's get this breeding pool tapped, and Ashiok's fine.
Yeah, I suppose a good call doing that first. Otherwise, you would not be able to search. All right, I'll tome scour you. Close enough. Okay.
Exiled.
Now, I just want to thin my deck out here, so we're going to sack that. We're going to get it back with Ren.
So you're at 11.
Yep.
Let's get another tapped.
Yeah.
Probably a Blood Crypt.
Let's get a Stomping Ground.
Stomping Ground, sure.
Then I'll pass to you.
Oh, that's a tilt.
Okay. That land does nothing.
You can go.
Okay. That's kind of a tilt as well. Tarmogoyf?
The old 1/2 Tarmogoyf.
The old 1/2. I guess maybe we shouldn't have activated Ashiok.
Sure.
Actually, before we play Tarmogoyf, we're going to mill ourselves.
Yep.
Exile your yard. Okay. Goyf, Planeswalker
3/4.
creature. Yep, 3/4. No instant, so. Wait, 4 or 5?
Yeah, 4/5.
4 or 5 without an instant, so that's actually really nice.
That's frustrating.
Yep. Now. Guess we'll play this and. I'll return this. And here you go.
Metamorphose.
Yep.
Make blue-red.
Okay.
Actually, I should Desperate first. Desperate Ritual, play this.
Okay.
So I have red floating.
Yep.
There's 2 over there.
Oh, I had him. I had him at some
You
point.
took them from me.
There you
Oh,
go.
it was freaking sure. So red floating.
Yep.
What do I want to make? Oh, that was the card I'm supposed to draw. My bad. I would just make blue.
Okay.
I blue. Go down to a blue and dismember the Tarmogoyf. Brings me to 15. That's Storm 3.
I will sacrifice.
Yep.
All right.
So you go to 10,
Yep.
and I'm at 15. And then we can Grape Shot for 4, dealing 1 to the Goyf and 3 to the Ashiok to deal with that.
Okay. They're dead.
And we're gonna run into some trouble against this Renin 6. Maybe I needed to cast another spell. Put this Renin 6 on, but I have no way to deal with it after that.
Yeah.
So it's just delaying the inevitable.
It's gonna get you.
Might as well make you Thoughtseize yourself a bunch.
Okay.
But yeah, you can go.
And I know nothing about your hand.
Correct.
Okay. So retrace is just discard a land
You have
and
to
then pay the mana cost,
Yeah.
right? Okay. All right. Well, I guess let's emblem. Do we got a Ren emblem? Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Dan.
Shucks.
All right. Now we're going to Thoughtseize you.
I will Veil Summer. Draw a card.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I guess I don't lose 2 life. Bloodbraid? Not a Thoughtseize, not a Thoughtseize, not a Thoughtseize. Damping Spirit? Boom! Get in there! Boom! 3 coming at you. Oh, you can't cast that. You've cast 1 spell.
Oh yeah. Okay. I guess I'll get a tap steam vents then
Yeah.
and take 3. That was
That was awesome. So you've already taken 4 from Dismember, right?
I'm at 12.
Okay.
Or no, 12 from the attack and then 1 from the fetch. I'm at 11.
11, and I'm at 12 then, right?
I have you at 10.
Yeah, you're at 10, Corey.
Well, I didn't get to Thoughtseize. Remember.
You probably missed a bunch of fetches. You've been fetching a lot. You're at 10.
All right. I'll trust you. And then land, your go. That was nice. Storm me now, Ross. Storm me
I
now.
had the empty and like ritual, and I'm like, oh, I could like make us some goblins and hopefully kill you from 10 or whatever.
Yeah.
You had so few good hits.
Hey, that's why you play 1, because you only need 1.
Land.
Otherwise, you just ritual and empty, right?
That's an interesting draw.
Uh-oh.
That's a good draw.
Are you?
Yeah, if you don't have an answer to it,
Okay.
I guess you're gonna tear my hand apart with Thoughtseize.
So I got a 15, right? Or
You
I
gain
get
10 life, you got a 20.
okay. All right.
And pass.
And you start with like 10 counters or something, right? Or no?
no,
No.
every time
Okay.
I cast an instant or sorcery, you add a counter to it and then
Okay.
deal that much damage to either you or a planeswalker you control.
Okay. The beats.
I'll go to 7. You take 1.
Okay.
You're 19.
Thoughtseize you.
You're 17.
We'll take empty.
It's okay.
Thoughtseize you.
Oh yeah, you have to pay 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're at 15.
Go.
Good. 15 to 7.
Yeah. This is gonna be a fun game.
You can go.
Do I think you drew an answer to it? Absolutely not.
I literally don't have one unless you think I brought in Bolt.
Perfect. Perfect. So I guess I'm just going to jam.
I go to 3. Got the Bolt.
Nope.
I guess you tapped all your red mana, but certainly suggest you don't have it.
Ooze.
Yep.
Go.
And step off, take 2.
Oh no.
You're at 13.
Yeah. Okay.
Thought that was a good draw. Stamping Sphere, I think, is still going to get me.
So
Oh,
I just
God.
separate the piles, right?
Yep.
And you pick the pile.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get to
forgot
pick what
about.
I get to pick
factor
what I get.
fiction. Okay.
3 lands and a gifts is what I saw. I
Yup.
didn't see the other
Yup.
card, which I don't think is going to get me there.
No. So I want you to. I just don't think the gifts is actually good. I think I need. Does RA get to point at things?
Only planeswalkers.
Oh,
It
okay,
doesn't
okay.
get to creatures.
So
My teammate Jim Davis did not realize before playing Izzet Phoenix in a team event. I turned over and saw him killing a creature with it, and I was like, Jim, you can't do that. It's
you can't do that.
not that
Jim.
good. Like,
Oh man, I think I want to just do this. Give you 2. Oh wait.
the canals enter tap. They're
Yeah, they're
heinous.
tapped. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna.
I guess I should have
do
probably
that.
I should have foffed main phase. I guess I forgot
Yeah.
about the ability to make a land drop, so that was bad. I didn't really want you to know. Like, I guess if you know that I have this, you might
Oh yeah.
Thoughtseize me.
I'll just keep Thoughtseize in there. Yeah.
Though
Yeah, you did it
Thoughtseizing,
right.
You might be good. I need to be able to cast 3. No, 3 spells is 1 short. Oh, that's so.
Yeah, I'm at 15, right?
No, you're
Or
at
I'm at 13. 13 to 7.
13 to 3. You attack for 4.
Yeah,
He
that's
was
right.
missing everything this turn. So I actually need to cast 4 spells, which is basically impossible.
Yeah.
3 spells was doable,
Yeah.
but it definitely needs to start with an opt.
Yeah.
It might have been possible if I'd gotten this last turn and made another land drop.
Maybe possible if you like get a repeal or something, but
Well, the repeal you already discussed.
I didn't know how many you had, but yeah.
Just the one.
Then you're toast.
And even if I have a creature, this is going to be lethal.
Yeah, just the best Bloodbraid.
Okay, well let's play an untapped land
Okay.
and hope I have an island. I don't even know if I do. Okay, I do.
Oh, that was just the best Bloodbraid ever. Oh yes.
Think I'm gonna end up just short. So we'll opt. You take 3, go to 10.
10.
And that's a good draw.
Now you can't cast another spell though.
Take 4.
Down to 6.
I I drew land anyway.
Yeah. All right, John evens it up. Sweet. I wanted a game 3. Jund is just so fun to play. It's honestly one of my favorite decks to play of all times. I just, I hate that feeling of just Modern being such an over-the-top format where it's like, some games you're just like, well, I just played a creature on 2, I killed your accelerant, and then all of a sudden you're staring at like a Karn or something, something just, or an Emrakul's attacking. There's just so much over-the-top stuff in Modern that I always felt like I am not doing enough. But then when you like control the games and you just like win on fair mode, but you rip apart their hand and stuff like that, Jund just feels amazing. So it's pretty iffy, but
It'll take you as far as the discard spells take you.
Yep.
You feel like you're in control when you see their hand and you poke the hole, then you just lose those off their deck.
Yeah. I've always, when I've tested with Ultimate Genesis, talking to Reed and Brad and Logan, I'll be like, okay, like for instance, they played Sultai at this last Pro Tour where everybody else played Breach, like just the perfect Jund boy kind of thing, And I'm just like, okay, how you guys feeling? Be like, not great, but this is what I'm gonna play.
Can't help ourselves.
And then they always do great. They literally go 65% with their black-green X decks, very consistently, but they're also some of the best players in the world. All right. Who would have thought? All right, Dan, let's take one question.
All right. Brian B. Mello asks, I haven't heard anything about mono green Tron in a while. Where do you guys think that sits amongst all the decks in the Modern
I was thinking
world?
the same thing. I was like, Tron just fell off the face of the earth when people loved it. But every deck's so fast.
Yeah, the format is sped up. I honestly thought the format had left Tron behind last year.
Yeah.
Just too fast. Like Tron has always operated on this I do nothing for the first 2 turns every game.
Yeah.
And the London Mulligan certainly helped where they have turn 3 Tron super consistently now. But if you're losing games, even with your turn 3 Tron, like often turn 3 Karn on the draw isn't good enough anymore.
Yeah.
And that's a problem.
And sometimes even on the play, like Karn just isn't what it used to be. Like the second I saw a Tron list where they had 3 Karn liberated, I'm like, yeah, Tron's dead. I mean, when that play is bad, it's the deck just isn't there. I think the last time that Tron was good was the Invitational, where everyone was playing the slowish Oko Urza decks. Like I thought Tron was still okay there. But now everything's just too fast. I mean, some of the degenerate decks are just buys. Like Tron is a buy, so.
And you especially suffer in the Amulet matchup.
Yeah.
They're like, their Titan gets a Ghost Quarter, they Ghost Quarter you, and the game ends.
Yeah. And I mean, there is times against Titan where you just, Karn on the play gets their land, and it's just a who's on the play matchup. But yeah, it's usually not good enough.
They break serve a lot better than you do.
That is true. Okay, so you're on the play.
And unfortunately, I think I have to mulligan this one.
Hooray! 5, 5, 5, 5.
Just a one-lander with no cantrip.
What are you talking about? You have the best cantrip that you can't cast. I'm going to keep this. This hand has a glaring problem, but I have faith. I heard this works on Versus Live, right?
Yeah. So only for a burn spell.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
If that land were a fetch land and I could have just passed, like hold it up, you Thoughtseize, and I get to Veil to dig for the second land, I probably would have kept that hand.
I wouldn't have played it. If I had it. I would have just went turn 1 bolt you.
Sure.
Okay. Let's take another question down.
Sure. From MBusk1, I love Smallpox and Rack discard decks. Would those be potentially good in this Amulet meta?
There was a Smallpox deck that took second in a recent Moto event from a unknown player. It was like Masashi or something.
Okay.
And Smallpox is definitely a good card against Amulet decks. Right?
Oh, yeah.
If you ever nab their Tribe Scout and a land, or just a bounce land.
Yeah.
So it's probably better than it has been in the past, but those decks, like, it's one of those decks in Modern that needs a really favorable metagame to even be playable.
Yeah.
So if you like it, now is probably a reasonable time to do that. Because your Smallpox is also quite good against the creature combo decks.
Yeah.
Which are usually low land count, like turn 1 Noble, okay, crush you.
I lose to those decks more often than I beat them, I'm pretty sure. I'll just be playing a league, testing for a
Put in
tournament.
the torture rack.
All of a sudden play against 8-Rag and I just get destroyed. I'm like, well, I'll just miss that result because I don't think I'm going to play against it. But, it beats me a lot. So I can't say that it's not a deck,
I think the last time I played against 8-Rack in Modern, I was playing Dredge. And they played Raven's Crime on turn 1, and I just put a Dredger in the graveyard.
Yes! And they're just like, okay, good games.
Yeah.
Let me sign the slip.
They had a bunch of graveyard hate. They actually won a game. But,
Yeah.
like, if they didn't
It
have
wasn't that game.
Yeah. the turn 1 Raven's Crime, your Dredger was not great.
Oh, yeah.
Assuming that I'm going to get hit by discard, I think I just want to keep all the cantrips and show Corey a very homogenous hand. So I'll put that one on the bottom.
Bring it.
And I'm on the play. That's
Yep.
I will go to 18 and play a Serum Visions.
Okay.
And I guess we'll top that. Do we want to top that? Think we just want to dig for Veils and payoff cards. Let's just bottom both.
Okay.
Pass the turn. I'm at 18.
That was a very interesting draw.
Disagree.
That makes this turn actually pretty tough. I think I want to lead on this. Yeah, you go.
I'll go to 16,
Okay.
and I will play a Sleight of Hand.
Okay.
Definitely want to make land drops with this hand, so I will take the land.
Okay.
Pass. Sad as I am to put a Manamorphose on the bottom of my deck.
So taking 2 there definitely points out that Veil is a huge possibility. Luckily, we didn't want to play into it anyways. I am going to sacrifice this for... Let's double check. I think Blood Crypt to start. Could just get a mountain. Yeah, let's start with the Blood Crypt. We'll start with a little bit of damage here. Then I'm gonna play a Renin 6 and get this Bloodstained Mire back.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll opt on your instep.
Yep.
This one we'll keep, I guess. No harm, no foul in keeping that one.
I do feel really nice about making land drops when I've run in a sack land, believe it or not.
Crack this, go to 15.
Okay.
Just get an island. I'm gonna get a real island and not this stupid snow island.
Oh yeah, you gotta do it too, so you can search for both of them or whatever, right?
Yeah, which literally no one ever does.
And sorry, what are you at now?
15.
15, and I'm at 18. What?
Yeah.
17.
And I'm the deck that hurts myself, right?
You fetched it and brought the fetch back in.
I have no fetch lands.
Yeah.
I clearly only took 2.
There was a discussion for a while as to whether Storm Pilot should stop playing the Snow Island because nobody else was playing Snowlands pre-Astrolabe.
Oh,
So
yeah?
you just like tipped your hand that if you played it when you could be playing something else.
It's so obvious what you're playing on turn 1 when you're playing Storm.
Well, there was like, is it Phoenix around then too?
Yeah.
So like you could disguise it that way.
Oh man, I've been a part of so many of those conversations where they're just like going into depth on something so tiny about this, and I'm just across the table like waiting for them to finish, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, no, this doesn't matter, you know? Like, some people love those little 0.00000% chats, and for me, I'm just like, no. I would not like to entertain that thought.
I'll opt.
Okay.
Let's bottom that. No,
Okay.
Magic players love their pedantic conversation.
Yeah.
But you're saying there's a chance.
Serum Visions.
Yep. If you were a runner, you could not trip at this point. You are just tripping like nobody's business. All right, I'll see myself out. Thanks, everybody.
One top, one bottom.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Wow, that was another very interesting draw. I'm very scared of Veil. I don't want to walk into that. I'd rather get down the spell that really matters this turn, so we'll go to 16. I think we can just get a basic here. We're gonna play Ashiok.
Yep.
All right. I don't know if I want to. Like, you just have cantrips there. So do I really care to exile your stuff? Probably, but let's go with this. I'm going to target myself, and then you exile. 4, and now we're gonna bring back. We can safely just bring back. We're gonna bring back the Bloodstained Mire. Pass to you. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Am I dead?
No. Make blue red.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'll count for you.
Make blue red.
Okay. Oh, God, no.
Pass the turn.
You're a Storm Master.
I've cast 5 cantrips and found nothing.
Oh, boy. All right. Target myself.
Like, I've bottomed a lot.
Exile your graveyard.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Baron Moore.
Wonder if I was supposed to have more gifts and given in and fewer rituals.
How many cards do you have?
I have 5.
5. And you can't gifts. Maybe I just want to try to get aggressive here. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to take 3.
13. This game is one of the reasons that I've never played Storm in a tournament, because when I've tested this deck, games like this happen just too often.
Yeah.
Where I literally cast 5 cantrips and found nothing.
Yeah,
Or like 5 cantrips got broken up by a single Thoughtseize.
that's fair. I'm going to bring back Baron Moore as well and pass to you.
I never really understood why that was. I just don't like it doesn't make sense for that to be the case on paper. Are they 5/6s?
5/6s, yep. Here we go. The beats. I'm just hoping you don't kill me this turn, then I feel pretty good.
Go.
Why don't you sack that? Give that a good sacrifice. All right. Oops. I'm gonna go for a Bloodbraid Elf. Cascade. Ooze. I'll give you the beats.
I'm at 2.
Okay, this is in play. I will point. I will hit you for 1.
I'm at 1.
All right, now just in case.
Could have just killed me this turn with the Ravine.
Could I have?
Yeah. Ravine is 4 damage. This is 3. So you just activate Ravine and fire up.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I guess you could add something else.
Dismember would have left me stay alive at 1.
Oh, okay.
Which I had, but
Okay, well, I mean, I have this waiting to fire it at you.
all,
but,
all I
yeah.
have is a bunch of rituals. And like, this happens to me playing Storm a lot, and I don't really understand why. The deck is not like any less threat dense than like Izzet Phoenix was.
Yeah.
I guess Izzet Phoenix had Faithless Looting. That's a big thing. Some Storm used to play like 1 or 2 copies of Faithless Looting.
That is the one thing that I liked about Breach is, I didn't fizzle very often, but it happened. But just decks like that kind of stuff happens, and that's why I tend to not like those kind of decks. And honestly, I really just doubt I'll play another deck like Breach at Baltimore. I just really want to interact at SCG at Baltimore. Because I just don't like that feeling of like, okay, I did what I'm supposed to do, but my deck gave me 0 chance to win,
To me, like, that happens with every deck. It just happens in a more obvious way with the linear decks.
Yeah.
Because you literally don't do anything when you hit your fail rate.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I think of for fair decks, your fail rate is just, I drew 9 lands or something. Or I just drew like 3 lightning bolts and they played a 4 toughness creature.
Yeah.
Where like it happens where like your deck didn't line up as well against their stuff. Sometimes it feels like, oh well, if my deck didn't line, like my removal didn't line up well, then that's my fault. I should have had different removal. But you can never account for exactly what's going to happen in your games.
Yeah.
You have to build your deck against the broad metagame, and if your games don't align with what the broader metagame is, then your deck is going to feel unprepared when in an actual sense was well tuned and well prepared.
Yeah. I think I just like the feeling of after a match, even if I lose, to like think like, you know what, I think I could have taken this other line and I probably would have won, but like Breach, it's like, okay, there was not a line I was gonna beat Thoughtseize, Damping Sphere, Unmoored Ego, and Delay Line. You know, that literally happened to me in my last round. I was just like, okay.
You've always got to think like, you know, it's not just is there a line that could have won the game had I taken it. It's, is there a line that I reasonably should have taken that could have also won the game?
Yeah.
You know, it's really easy backtracking a game in hindsight and to be like, yeah, of course I shouldn't have killed this creature because like I was going to draw this exact removal spell correctly and then they would have lined up better. But like that's just not how Magic is played.
But there's lines where it just could have been like, okay, I made the conservative route because I was afraid of this card and playing around this, but I ended up losing to that card later anyways because I wasn't pressuring them. And those are the games where you can think like, okay, it's impossible to map out, you know, because the whole game would have shifted if you just like aggressively jam Tireless Dragger on 3 instead of holding up Murderous Ride or whatever, you know, like
some
scenarios like that. But
I agree there, and that helps like build your intuition. You start to realize like, okay, once you get bitten a couple times, you're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be playing conservatively in the spot. I need to play aggressively. And the next time you're in it, you do play aggressively, and you're more likely to get the win. And you start to see the patterns roll out. But in general, like it's definitely a bigger feel bad with linear decks when you hit your fail rate because you just literally putz around and do nothing like I did in that game.
Yeah.
But I've sort of learned to let that roll off my back. Like sometimes it happens. Yeah. And I bottomed an opt at one point very early because my hand was literally 5 cantrips. I was like, yeah, I'm just not going to have probably time for this cantrip. And I'd rather be more mana efficient.
You always keep the op.
If I keep that off, like, I don't know, maybe I get through a pocket and start getting something going.
But
because all I really needed was like one Aria, and then I was good to go.
Yeah, but you know what? That's why Magic the Gathering is the greatest game on the planet, because it is so complex and you can do so many different things in just a particular in one particular game, you know. I mean, it's not like chess where every game plays out kind of the same, you know. And I think that's why we all love it. But anyways, we're going to be heading to round 2 here. We got another spicy one cooked up for you. I'm going to be playing Temur Kiki Control, Snow Temur Kiki Control. Say that 10 times fast.
Snow Temur Kiki Control, Snow Temur Kiki Control, Snow God.
Yep. What are you playing?
I will be playing humans.
Humans. I can do it. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we'll bring you round 2 here at Versus Live.